screens. And today I'm beginning the process of dismantling the dedicated theater room. Now, for those who are figuring out, or actually those who are thinking, why am I removing it and taking it apart? Because I have plans to go elsewhere, and it's a part of my new process of basically getting ready for our next level, which is, like I said, I want to do something where we can get more publicity for our products. And as I said before, a few other things I have coming together, and being here, it's not going to help us. So where we're going at, we're going to get 10 times, well, actually a lot of publicity for the technology. That anymore. So we'll get a lot of publicity for the technology, where we should be at, where we need to be at, and from the business ties we have over there, we'll be able to build the company a lot more stronger. So for right now, we need to start prepping and getting ready for leaving out. And these big screens we have in here, we got to start removing them, starting with this one. All right. So I put this thing together, which I'm glad everything I do put together comes apart quite easily, so I don't have to do a whole lot of work taking it apart. Now we put the room back to where it is. I had to one coat, probably going to cost me a bit for the paint because I'm not doing this twice. I'm doing this one coat and done. So I might just go with a heavy primer and then basically go over top of it just to make sure 100% we're going to need bleed through. But as I said before, just looking around, see what we got to do. It's going to be pretty easy. I mean, it's like the first time we've done this before. I've actually built screens and homes and made them disappear. So this ain't nothing. And this gives you an idea how fast it is to disassemble. Now, the new place, I've got a frame on how I want to design it, which is basically going to be a collapsible frame for 150 inches. It's going to be a pretty cool design. But I'll show you the blueprints on that one later, but this one has to come apart. Let me just pull out the thing out where it attaches. Let me see. This is where it attaches to. Here. So move this out. This. Now, it's nice enough that the people who rented me out this spot basically gave me the invite to stay as long as I want, but it's not going to work for what we need. We need a massive amount of exposure. And this area is nice and all, but there's it's hard to get to the store with nothing out here for us at all, period. Where I'm going at right now, there's a lot of prime real estate. Even the complex we're going to be in, we'll be doing business in that complex, which is good Because like I said, I got a massive screen to be set up in the courtyard. And then on top of that, they're going to be looking at other stuff that we do as in our gaming technology and stuff like that. So we're going to be incorporating a lot of things in this establishment, which is going to be pretty nice. And then I have a lot of family down there, and I got family members who have a lot of business ties and heavy connections that can already get me established into meeting some very interesting people and getting us going to the next level. And then the main piece is the storefront. We get that set up, we're in. We're so far, and it's not even funny because this will allow people to take all this technology we have here in this house and embed it into a storefront where people can come in and see this technology on hand. That's what we're pushing for. So we can't do this here. It's virtually impossible. This was a nice spot. Like I said, it was fantastic for a ton of research that I got a chance to do at a massive, good sized backyard in the back for giant screens and all different forms of applications we're able to design. And yeah, we're ready to move on to another level. And that means since Mr. Bird has to be out and about, well, I won't be wearing these anymore. I'll be wearing some real nice digs, and I'll be mingling with the business part of it all. So that'd be nice. There's a window. All right, so I'm just gonna take down the whole piece, boom, to get out in one hit, and then I'll disassemble it once it hits the floor. I'm just gonna get my spoon out. Now, I was going to make it, we don't do the acoustic screens in the wintertime. So I was going to make it at the end of September, but these screens also too have an interesting feature to them. They're both front and rear. So these are fantastic screens for haunting your backyard and all that cool stuff. We'll do some demonstrations probably tonight. No, we can't. We got the gamer coming in. We got to work on that. Probably the day after that, we'll do that, and we'll show you some cool effects we can do with this screen. So instead, we're going to make it at the end of October because I forgot people buy these for other purposes besides just watching movies off of them. So we'll have that going until the end of October, and then after that, these will be not available. Now this is a seasonal screen, and the reason why we say it's a seasonal because you can only spray them in the summertime and fall. When wintertime kicks in, we don't spray these anymore. So Mr. Bird's not going to be outside with a sprayer in the cold. All right, let me see. All right, cool. We can set this up outside for a little visual effects on here. Make sure I got all the staples out. I'm leaving it from the top. My friend was like, aren't you trying to miss your friends? Like, what friends? We didn't make any friends up here. I was only up here for one purpose only, work. That's it. That's why my neighbors couldn't figure out why I didn't socialize too much, because my whole purpose here was just basically work and research. That's it. Go high and buy. That's basically about it. That's all. Work. That's it. And now it's time to move on to another state. Oh shit, I forgot to call them back too. They got this one, they got this, it's amazing. They got this huge, massive units. Units are huge. And one of the units I'm looking at, these ceilings are like 15 feet high. They are up there. I'm like, wow, I like that. Has an upstairs and downstairs. I like that. So I'm looking at that one right there, but I wonder if they got something just a little bit larger. They did have to say it. One of them had a deck, and that's what I want. So that right there is going to be for about a year that I'll be there, or probably less than that, depending on how fast companies are pushing in revenue. on that level. And then after that, I will be searching for property to buy in that particular area, as in a little bit of little farmland and good side. Look at a shipping container, custom built house. And that way, everything that I set up, I'll let somebody else run the company, and I'll basically sit back and relax. That's what I said. I don't. People have to understand that. Look, man, we back our company. We do what we need to do. But through the entire time, when people think, "Oh, Mr. Bird is acting like a fool on camera," no, Mr. Bird is basically getting business done. So from the time it took me to get here, think about how much technology we're blessed to be able to develop. And now the next stage is to lead from here, go into the mainstream, and get the publicity that our company needs. On top of that, we have the back end of all test demonstrations and products and everything right from the door, because we did our research, did our time, put our work in. We utilized the blessed space we were allowed to have, and now we move in, get ourselves a nice luxury apartment. From there, relax over there for a bit, take care of business, get a chance to check out the surrounding area, the business district, get a chance to meet and hook up with new connections, and get the company on the next level of basically showing and advertising what our technology is trying to do. We've done the research. That's what this area was for, to get the research done. And then once I establish and get the company well known up there and get a little bit of people seeing to the storefronts, and we start picking up contracts. We got contracts already assembled, but more contracts and more investors, and the product is getting more and more exposure. We get a couple of stores up there. I'll let somebody else run it, and then I'll go pick me out a nice little piece of farmland, nice little shipping container customized house, and I'll let somebody run it. And I'll sit back and just enjoy the benefits. You gotta have a plan for everything. All right, let me see. Like a rainbow, rainbow shoe. Yep, God works everything out in due time. You have to be very patient. But I tell people, at the end of the day, part of being a Christian is being patient. Sometimes you have to wait many years before you get to where you're supposed to be at. Comes with time and patience. I learned patience when I sat there for 4 years in a little tiny rented room. For 4 years, I stayed there and I slept on the floor, and I worked on my craft, and I walked through the snow, the rain, the sleet, all of it, in order to get packages out the door for my customers. And it took time, it took patience. And some days I would question God, like, when am I going to leave this little spot? When am I going to finally be able to have a place that I can actually go to and build and design, someplace I can really work with this stuff. But I had to be patient. I had to wait. It was 4 years. And eventually the Lord opened up the door. It was time for me to go. And I ended up getting me a nice little house. It was a much bigger place when I was in. I got a chance to build and design new things there. And then he moved me to another bigger house. And then I was able to design even more stuff there. And then he moved me into another bigger house. And this time I had a little more room and a more backyard, a little front space, and condensed lighting like the other house had. And then he moved me over to this big house over here. And now the next stage is I'm going to a nice little, got enough money that my company pulled in. It's doing quite well. My portfolio is real nice, saved and invested while I was here. And now I'm ready to move on And like I said, I could just move and buy a house down there, but again, like I said, that's not a smart move. I don't know anything about the surrounding area. I know nothing about it. So the best thing to do is get me a nice apartment, a nice high-end, classy neighborhood, and move in, and that way I can get a chance to observe everything while I'm there. And then later on, when I establish and get to know everything and know the environment, how it all works, then after I've been there for a while and I know how everything works, then I go buy a house. And be smart when you do everything. But some people can't do that. They want that self-gratification. They want that now. That's going to be your downfall. I've seen it happen too many times. I told you how, when the malls were the big thing and everybody was going to the malls to buy, that you would have these young men, not saying young, but young men, that would get a good opportunity to get a loan from the bank, and they would go to the gallery. And the gallery had two sections. The top floor made some money, but it was that mid floor between the escalator and where the subway platform came up, is where all the traffic was at. And if you were able to get a storefront there, which was a little bit more expensive, you were in a good spot because you're always going to get a flow of traffic. But at the end of the day, they would get this nice setup, and I would watch them because I was working in one of the other stores, doing some work over there, and I'd watch them all get set up and get the store and put new clothes in and everything, inventory, the whole 9 yards, and get set up. And they was making some good money over there. But the problem is no discipline, no, gotta have that self-gratification, making money now. Let's go buy the fancy clothes. Let's go buy the fancy trucks. Let's go out and go to the fancy restaurants and go to clubs and blah, 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 blah. Because we're always going to have more the next day. That's the last thing you ever tell yourself. Always act like you don't have enough for jack at the end of the day. You save your money, you put it in the bank. You save your money, you put it in the bank. You save your money, you put it in the bank. Because you never know when a slow day is going to come creeping in, and your business is going to drop a little bit. And you have to be to maintain that business as it's happening. But not only that, you have to look at that as a good business experience, because that teaches you how to weather the storm and to get through it all. I tell people at the end of the day, you're not going to have good days every single day. That's virtually impossible. You're going to have days that are going to be downright awful, but you have to be able to weather that storm. And the first thing how to weather the storm is to save and prepare. And that's what these guys didn't do. A couple young ladies come by the store, and now they want to go into the woo factor. They want to go take them out, show them they're making more money than they're actually making, and they're spending money they shouldn't be spending. And then that day comes up, and you don't have the money to push, you don't have enough to pay the rent, and boom, you lost everything. And not only do you lose everything, but you still owe the bank. You still got to pay them at the end of the day. That's why when I started up, I started by selling vintage toys on eBay, and I would just search all through Philadelphia, little mom and pops and all kinds of stuff. And I would just find all kinds of interesting stuff to sell on eBay. Thrift stores and stuff like that, all different kinds of antiques and stuff, and yard sales. And I made good money selling these vintage items off of eBay. But I used that money to fund the other company without borrowing any money from anybody. And while everybody was out, going out and partying and having fun and doing this and doing that, Mr. Bird was at home working. And now these same people I see on Facebook, still in the same place, and I'm moving on. So, yeah, you just got the pace to be smart about it. Woo. Stand at my popcorn machine, that'd be cool. And the nuts and bolts that thing. Well, let's leave it apart. I gotta wrap that thing up anyway. So I'm gonna leave it 2 pieces. I'm finally gonna pop popcorn in that thing. Finally. At least I have family coming over, so that'd be cool. So that's another thing that's nice too. I'm gonna have family over, which is cool. It's not just can use this. I'm gonna bag up stuff anyway. I'm so happy. You have no idea how happy I am. I'm so happy. God has blessed us so much. I'm so happy. Oh, it's so good. Let me see. Woo! This is what come out. What? Stay. Oh, what a beautiful day. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Everything's going my way. All right, that's one part. Now, I'm going to be putting all this stuff on this side because I still have some videos that have to be done for the website. We need to do, for me, I have to do for the website anyway, for the next stage. I need to do a couple of videos on 3D map applications before that room goes down. We got enough demonstrations already here on this screen, so we're finished with that. I don't have any demonstrations on the 235.1, so I have to do a few of those tomorrow. Load them on the website before we start getting the process of actually converting the room back. Let's see. Now just take the whole section off right here. And that'd be better. Much better. Dude, I want to kill myself. What did? back again. Okay, that's good. Let's knock the top off. Alright, let's knock the top off and be done. See what I'm doing. will be nice. That's done. I'll tell you one thing. The projector I have downstairs is mounted to the ceiling. That is definitely going to be a no-go. Excuse me. As I said before, the unit I'm going to has ceilings are 15 feet high. That's not going to happen. So, yeah. So I'm probably, for my display setup, I'm going to have my 150-inch screen. I'm definitely not to do an ultra short throw. I got the distance for long throw if I want it, but I don't want the long throw in the back. I want everything to be neat and clean. That's what I want to be done. So I'm going to do an ultra short throw display on a 150-inch collapsible screen. That'll be strictly acoustic. So I'm going to order me another one, and then we're going to put a Black Series on it. So I told you that the Black Widows are getting upgraded. Yep, Black Series technology. All right, let me see. So we have to do some demonstrations. We got this screen right here. Good. We're gonna use this for doing some front and rear Halloween spooking in the backyard. And then we have the 235.1. We're gonna do a couple demonstrations after that. And I gotta go to, well, I don't wanna go to Sherwin-Williams. I hate their paint. Well, I got one paint that actually does quite well. I'll do the network grade 773 and just basically prime all this in here and then basically come back in, because that's what covers really well. No. I can go cheaper than that. I just use the, now for those of you who think I'm saying this for the sake, no, we use this basically for basic priming. If other people are not, it's not my problem at the end of the day. Don't care. But anyway, I need to use a microblend. Microblend is much cheaper. I can get it the same day, get it over here, get about 5 gallons of it, and go to work. We don't need 5 gallons to coat this. I just need to cover this room. I need to cover that room. I'm using it as a primer. It's a primer and paint, and it works amazingly as a primer. On top of it, it has extremely good coverage, low VOC, and it's fantastic. So we're basically going to use it, and it's much cheaper. If I go to Sherwin-Williams, they're going to charge me a bit, but this, I can get like 5 gallons for like $195. Was $195 a gallon? Was it 95? It was somewhere there. But anyway, yeah. All right. And somebody will sit there and say, but you just put this together. Yeah, I did. But it's kind of like, you ever watch Lego movies? That's all they do is they build and put stuff together, build and put stuff together, build and put stuff together. That's pretty much, but just experience of learning from it. This is what I got from this. So it's not like, all right, for me, basically a finished product, it's rare that you're ever going to see me here actually using it, but it's the process of actually putting it together. The learning experience that you get from it is what I take away from it. So I never got a chance to come here and actually watch. I never watched a movie in here, not one time. The only time I was in here was for demonstrations. That's it. The 250-inch screen in the backyard, never watched a movie off of it. I use them for demonstrations. None of my screens, I don't think I've watched. The only ones I've watched movies off are the ones sitting in the lounge. That's the only one I use. Out of all the others, one I use a little bit here and there, but the main one I'm on every single day is the one in the lounge. That's why I tell people that. And then people say, well, what is the more popular screen paint? Whatever I'm using in that lounge, that's what the more popular one is. That's what I'm using every day. You know, I tell people, look, getting a 150-inch screen in your living room is nice. It is, if you got the room for it. You're gonna have to have a little bit of room for that thing. The 150-inch that I have set up in there, it's a nice screen and all, but you know, it's just for show. That's what it's for. It's just designed for. I don't watch movies in there at all, period, or TV shows. When I was watching there, my screen size in there was like 126. That's comfortable for me. But if you got like a big open area, you know, like a huge rec room, 150 inches is perfect. But if it's something like your living room or something like that, highest I would go is 135. That's the highest I would go. I'm not doing 120. I've done 220 inches. For a screen I'm going to be watching, nah, to be 129 inch downstairs in the basement screen, or it would be 127 inch. And those are 1610s, by the way. A lot of people think they're 16.9. Those are actually 1610. They're customized screens. That's why the numbers are weird. They're odd. They're 127, 129 or 1610 official screens. If you're ever just figuring out it on your projector, you see that option for 1610, that is actual widescreen, not 16.9. You'll find out. You get a venue projector, it'll tell you right in there what widescreen is. It'll come up in 1610. All right, so we're done. Whatever I build or design, I have to make sure that it comes apart fast and quick, and the base I can put it back. Oh, I'll tell you something real interesting story. One of the houses that I lived in, and I particularly didn't like the people who rented me the house. They came by and they saw the screen. This is the one I had with the condensed light and the basement, the curtains and all that. And they were freaking blown away by the size of the screen, what it looked like. And they thought I was going to leave it there. Like, oh, you're going to leave this here, right? Oh, heck no, I wasn't leaving that screen there. I wiped that wall freaking clean. You wouldn't even notice it was even a screen even there to begin with at all. Technology in there. I got the same request here. Anytime I move into a base, they always ask me to leave a movie screen behind. I'm not leaving anything behind. When I leave out of a place, I don't leave any trace of anything. That's exactly how I do every place I live in. Every place I live in, there is no trace of me ever being there. That's how I like to do it. That's the fun part. Converting the place exactly back to the way it was. So we'll get a wood putty, get the sanding, get everything prepped. We get a 1-coat primer, go through here, and then when we get done all that, we go down and we chip off a piece of paint from downstairs, get the exact color of the place, go down to Home Depot, have them make a couple gallons of that, and we put the place right back the way it is. I love Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra, man. I'd say that was the man when it came to loosey-goosey stuff. Right, tighty, loosey-goosey. Maybe it's not coming out already. Nope. I think it's probably stuck in, but it's painted to the wall. Something up that. You know, the hardest thing, you can't see jack because the walls are dark. Everything in here is dark, literally. People do this nonsense. Get my spikes out of the ground too. Well, that's peachy. That's real peachy. Let's see it. You're in there, buddy. You're definitely in there. Yeah. Now I'm gonna take down these curtains right here, the blackout curtains, so I can have some more light in here and remove those. So that we're gonna have a little light in here as I work, because I've got to paint this space back, which is gonna be interesting. Watching it brighten up in here. So that's sitting there. What we gotta do now is basically just go in there, putty, sand. Done. This room over here is pretty much nothing. It's already white already. So all I got to do right now is restore the floor, which I got a man coming in to do all that. They're going to restore the floor, put a new floor in. New floor here, done. New floor in there, done. To match out in here. And get ready coating the ceiling in, which will be next. Oh yeah, anytime I move into any establishment, anytime, I put everything back. That's the fun part, putting it all back. It's like that, the Cat in the Hat, the thing winning thing two, that machine game, and it cleaned everything up. It's the fun part about it all. So yeah, I got a guy on call that I come in, he redoes the floors for me. Hey buddy. So this house, basically, the way it was set up for us, was basically all about research. The new place I'm getting, it's gonna look way different than this. It's gonna look like this at all, period. It's gonna have all my technology on display the way it's supposed to be displayed. I have a nice sofa set up over here. We're not taking this behind. All this is going in the trash. We're buying everything brand new. That I'm taking. I paid too much money for that. For a movie sofa. Definitely taking that. Yeah, all right, ready to go for you. Go back there and chill. So definitely taking my movie sofa. Definitely taking that part. That's how I was going to have it all set up. Nice big sofa in the background, and that's going to be a little movie section over in the upstairs area because it has a top floor level. I'm going to put a screen up there for a little movie section up there for gaming and stuff like that. I am going to put a floor display in there. A little nice, a little more classier than this. Like I said, it's all for prototype we're getting here. As for, I think, an outside deck, yeah, I'm going to do a customized screen for an outdoor deck. So I'm probably going to put a micro mesh acoustic screen out there because air can travel right through it. That's what I want. But yeah, it's going to have the 150-inch display. All my speakers are going to be hidden. I don't want to see any speakers at all whatsoever. And I'm going to have it set up where I can basically have 150-inch and ultra short throw. I am toying with the fact of getting the P2. I haven't decided on it yet. All my other projectors, we will have 720p's in the environment, which I still will be using, but I think for my main display, I may pick my P2. We're going to be at 150 inches on the P2, by the way. I actually seen them on Amazon going for $2,300. So we need to get a jet black one. And then I'll show you what that thing really is supposed to look like. And I'll show you different part. Is that right, Taco? Woo! Taco, taco, taco. We always wanted one of those L-shaped sofas. Big ones with the big old giant cushions on them. I can't wait to get one of those in. That's what I want. I want to put like a huge L shape with the huge giant cushions and nice antique carpet rug. It's not an antique, no, it's my old colonial. I think of the name. Oriental rug with some big old giant throw pillows and like glass cabinets. And I want my 150-inch display with a P2 set up. Nice speaker system. You can't see jack, but you can only hear. Oh, this is gonna be sweet. We have the exotics to finish. Those are testing done. Gamers coming out. Got a few series, so we got a few things to do before we can leave. But until then, we need to prep and get ready. Man. All right. Well, I'm not gonna hold up any more of your time. I'm waiting for this stuff to get here so I can finish working on the gamer technology, and we'll go from there. Hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.